are speaking jazz. They are speaking magic. You cannot determine the direction of a car until you sit on the steering. You cannot stand by the road and determine the direction of a car. That's what they are saying here. How can you dismantle a system where you are not in power? The British had rule over Uganda until Idi Amin came to power. Idi Amin had the capacity to dismantle the British rule because he was in office. Mugabe came to power before dismantling the British rule in Zimbabwe. You don't tell me that you will stand and talk to a car that go to Kumba or you are not on the steering. This is what these guys are telling us. How do you dismantle a system when you are not on the steering? Is it not magic? And they are taking one of the things that Atibaye said that destroys country is magic. India have 500 gods and they are not developed. These guys are taking us into magic. Colonialism and tribalism are the things that are killing us in Africa. Magic, tribalism, and colonialism. We sit in our mind, we think things, and we conclude. We don't take steps. It was a bad guy who smoked in their hand and they gave him a farm to clear. He looked at the farm and he said, if you cut the farm so, you cut them again so, you don't finish. He cleared the farm in his mind. And that's what Africans are doing. They are making as if they have taken over those of marijuana. How do you dismantle a system where you are not in office? I'm asking. Donald Trump has come to America. He is stopping abortion, and he's stopping because he's in office. Trump could not speak as a Republican to change things. Obama enforced homosexuality because he was in office. There are conflicting views, but they had to go into office. Nobody can change power until you enter office. The first thing is that they should enter into the office. They can dismantle the constitution technically. The truth is that when you build a strong administrative setup, that does not succumb. Because before you go to power, you must have that team. As you are entering with them. When the Minister of Defense, territorial administration, culture, everything they are for you, and the military is for you, there's no external power. So you must go like
what is happening in North Korea. But
listen, Mr. Lowe, let me land, because the issue is the way Africans reason is going to take us 600 million years for Africa to be liberated. That's the simple truth. If I intend to, you don't go to power with all your intentions. I can play to be a servant. If you put me into the office, that's when you will know who I am.
True.
The person who is going to office must not show as if he is a rebel. Give me the chance to sit in office. When I enter, you will know who I am. That's the simple truth. I set my team at once. Once my team enter into the office, the way the Europeans have been manipulating the previous government, they cannot manipulate the new government. Individuals have entered into offices in Africa and changed things. Look at what happened recently about the COVID-19. Magufuli came to Uganda, to Tanzania. He refused to succumb to all the laws. That has to do with leadership. You don't tell me that we are going to dismantle the system. How do you change a country when you are not in power? How do you? Thomas Isidore Sankara Noe came to Burkina Faso and changed things for 4 years in 1987 because he was in office. Nobody, you tell me that you're going to dismantle or establish pan-Africanism, through which means in the streets. Do you want to use a remote control a car to its destination? That is magic. Let us get into the office first and then call the shots there. That is what I'm talking here. The issue is this: most of the African leaders that came to power and changed this in their country did not come as people against the imperialists. They came as if they were working for the imperialists. Until they were given the opportunity to enter into office, that was when they proved that we are not going to submit to your system. Look at what happened in Burkina Faso. When they kicked out Thomas Sankara, Blaise Compaoré came to power. They manipulated him. The person with Kabore is not succumbed to the French system. It's the same thing Gbagbo pretended as if he was a French stooge. When they gave him power, he blocked the support of Cocoa in France. That was when France wrote against him and he coupled to date. The people will begin to understand who have them at heart and who are their stooges. The issue is when stooges ruling for too long, you can never know real men. Let real men sometimes come to power, you'll be able to decipher between the two. That's the truth.
Yeah. Okay, there are a couple of things that Apostle Ambe just made mention of, and I thought I make some clarity. You see what I'm saying? I bring some clarity to that conversation. I like his thinking. He's highlighted some key things like tribalism and colonialism being some of the issues that we are dealing with. But this is what I want us to understand. I think political power is overrated. I repeat, political power is overrated. Do you understand what I'm saying? What actually runs America is not political power. It's corporations, big business. where you go every day to get food, to make a living, controls your life more than the government, more than any other system that you can think about. Everyone wake up today like you woke up today, wherever you find yourself today, call a job or business site, that you are focused in that than any other thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to help us understand is political power is overrated, and no system can completely be changed in 4 years. Like Trump came in 4 years and he's gone. Whatever he lead, the next president coming in can dismantle that. That is not sustainable change. Do you understand what I'm saying? And this is where I'm coming in to help our people understand. Apostle Ambe, when you talk about political power, I expect you to balance that with what God showed us through the life of Jesus Christ, establishing a kingdom. Because people are transformed when we all make this a lifestyle and a deliberate decision to change. Do you understand what I'm saying? When Jesus came to power, he never challenged the Roman authority in power. He never said, I want to be in power and then I can be able to lead Israel. I want to be able to kick out the Roman authority, be in power, and then I'll be able to make decisions. That is not the route Jesus took. And we fail at the end of the day because we think some of these political leaders and their powers will transform a nation for good. Name one nation on earth that have been transformed politically, sustainably till date. There's none. People have to make a conscious decision for change. And it comes with businesses and individuals with character within the communities and transforming our own local economy, transforming our own local communities. That is where genuine change starts. We got it. At the end of the day, when we're done with all of this political talk, I benchmark my political talk with the word of God. And that's the difference. I benchmark my political understanding of the world with the word of God. And every company that I've seen in the United States of America that followed the ways of God, that is, they didn't just do business, but they looked at business through the lens of God. They are sustainable. Chick-fil-A is one of those companies in America. And they say they will not open on Sunday. And yet they became more profitable than every other company in America. And I'm just saying this to say, at the end of the day, everyone was born to be a leader. Everyone was born to be a leader. But not to lead people, but to lead in the area of your gifts, to lead in the area of your talents, your potential, your ability to be creative. That is why we see trees. Carpenters see chairs out of those trees. Carpenters see a house out of that tree. That is what God has put in the inside of us. And as you dominate that area, exploiting that tree so that you can be able to bring out the best that God has put in your mind, that is you leading in that area and being creative. That is true power. If we wake up every day seeking after the gifts and the talents that God has put in the inside of us to better our environment and better the people in our community, that is sustainable change. When we understand that we have to do the right thing, you don't need people watching you all the time, that is sustainable change. When we come up with systems, what runs America is system. It's not like, oh, we have all of this euphoria, a leader press a magic button. No, this systems is interwoven in every institution, every company, every business. There's a way, like we run companies here and we understand how it works. Because why? Only within my business, there are certain systems and policies that we put in place to make sure that people are treated fairly, to make sure that we are not cheated, to make sure that people don't steal from us. All of this is encapsulated in the systems that make this country work. Do you understand that? If you think that somehow it is about some magic button that a president will just push and then things will change, nah. Those policies can be in place. The question is, are the people following the policies? Are they acting based on the policies? And do you know how the people are going to act on those policies? They will only act on those policies if we have institutions on the ground that people go to every day, stores that people go to every day, mechanic shops that people go to every day, businesses that people go to every day, and they are treated a certain way. They act a certain way. They behave a certain way. That is what makes America work. What you see on the media, what you see on TV is just for TV. President Trump can sign, we don't want gays here, we don't want that. But it doesn't mean that it's going to be practiced in the community. Do you understand what I'm saying? People will move to other states that are more liberal, do what they want, and come back to Texas. But I just want to say, if we want sustainable change, let's start thinking the way Jesus did. We got to emerge as leaders within our own communities. Pick up some young people and start mentoring them. Create mentor centers. Do a lot just to inspire people around. Just come out there and believe you're a leader. You're called for this. And inspire the young people. Direct them. Motivate them. Create institutions that can inspire and mentor leaders. I mean, I'm talking about genuine change, sustainable change. Not lip service. Not just talking like this is going to happen. I mean, this is too trivial. We cannot grasp transformation and put it under the framework of politics. Do you understand what I'm saying? We can't do that. It's very complex. Transformation cannot be encapsulated in political leadership. Transformation comes through influence. It comes through people seeing the need for change. It comes through deliberate decisions that people make consciously. Because why? They want their life to mean something, to be something. How can you regulate people poisoning another person? How can you regulate people being jealous of one another? How can you regulate the influence of content that make our people act a certain way within that community? How can you regulate that? Your regulation can only go so far. How do you regulate a system where a man doesn't cheat on the wife? Or the wife doesn't cheat on the husband? How can you regulate that? These are vices. How do you regulate people not lying? How can you regulate that? These are vices that eat up our community. How can you regulate corruption? People need to be transformed from the heart. People need to be transformed from the heart to bring about this change. That is what Jesus said. Renewing of the mind. It has to start from there, sir. And I think when you have a platform like that to inspire people, always use the historical events. Yes, they are relevant, but try to scan them through the lens of this book, the Bible, because it is the ultimate truth. I've seen every law that has been written on planet Earth is based on the 10 Commandments. It has just been expatiated out of that 10 Commandments. Every law that you see has its root in the 10 Commandments. And it's coming from the Bible. You can use different phrases and terminologies today, but it is coming out of the Bible, the 10 Commandments. And let's stick on that. It is sustainable. And try to transform the heart of the people. I've never lived around a minister in Cameroon, but I've lived in my community, and I know what it feels like to live in my community and be treated a certain way, or be lied to, or people not being honest. If we focus on doing this, that is what is happening here in America. I've not seen the governor, but I've lived with the locals. And their behavior every day tells me about the community. The laws and the structures within the stores and the shopping malls, the supermarkets, all of that system helps you to have an understanding of what America really is all about. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? It is one thing to see all of these things on TV. It's another thing to live in it and understand what actually makes this nation tick.
The most important thing about being a good leader is treat everybody with kindness and respect, and to listen to people. People want to be heard. And if people feel you're hearing them and you care about their ideas, they're more likely to want to work with you and be your teammate. And a lot of being a good leader really is just figuring out how you can get a team to work together. It's hard to do great things just by yourself. It's better when you're working with others.
We may not.
So one of the things President Obama talked about is caring about people's ideas, caring about people's dreams. And that has been my core foundation for leadership. Really care about people. That when they hear you speak, they can feel in their heart that you really care about them. You want the best for them. Do you understand what I'm saying? And he also made mention of teamwork. People's inability to mobilize themselves is an indication of failure in leadership. And that is why we have to prioritize the mission of the nation above our personal mission. This Ambazonia idea is just selfish. If we looked at the union coming together with the French-speaking Cameroonians and it meant something to us, we should prioritize that union. I'm sure when they joined us, they never saw oil, but yet they accepted us. Now that we know that there's oil, we want to separate. And you have all sorts of attitude that will create all sorts of behaviors that will lead to you thinking and saying that you are treated poorly. And I'm saying this because I know this firsthand. I've seen this human behavior. When people know that they need you, they will be submissive, they'll be around, but immediately they know that they can make it on their own and they have this thing that they've discovered, they want to leave you. This is selfish. It's not helping. What if you discover that you can do more, or you can contribute more, and you say, I want to add what I have now to the pack so that we can move the entire nation forward instead of separating and just cringing in the corner. I mean, I'm just saying all of these things to help us understand, because we got to let go of all of this envy, jealousy, wickedness, selfishness. All of this need to go away if you will lead a life that is inspiring in this world. You cannot be selfish in this world. You cannot be self-centered in this world and make it. You got to be able to give. People will smell this when you come around them and they'll be like, nah, no, not you. I'm not going to associate myself with you. Bye. Good luck with that idea. And you go out there and nobody will have the courage to tell you the truth. But I want to let you know, if we will, a good friend, a real brother should be a brother that look at you in the face and tell you, bro, this thing you're doing is wrong. And it's going to mess you up big time if you continue going that way. But for some reason, we've had these conversations in our community for a very long time and we find no problem with this. This kind of behavior is generally not accepted globally. If you will have to interact, build yourself, or emerge to become a first world nation, you must change certain things, and it starts with your character and your behavior. People will smell this, and wherever you go, no matter how smart and articulate and intelligent you are, if you don't have luck and have love for people, people are going to see it. They're going to smell it, and they will not want to associate with you.
Be at the convention, but that will not stop the conversation. We only shifted venue, so the conversation continues. We're in Ghana to start the conversation about Africa. Africa for too long has suffered, and everybody knows the reason why Africa has suffered. People can try to present it in different stages. The Prof speaks about it every day. Africa has been going through what it's going through because of what I always say, that it is due to one problem: leadership. It is failed leadership over the years that brought Africa where it is. I want to start a conversation because of what Dr. Arikana has said, talking to the youth of Africa. No continent in the world today has the potential of Africa. Not one. We are the second largest in terms of population and size, but our potential is far greater than even number one, because today Africa is the only continent that have a population of 1.1 billion youths, energetic, talented, ready to leave the world in different areas of the world. Africa is home to the biggest, highest amount of natural resources, from minerals to, we have 65% today of the world all cultivated arable land. So imagine what we can do. We can feed the world. We can do everything. But ironically, because of what I started with, failed leadership over the years, Africa is also home to the highest number of poor people. Out of the 700 million people in extreme poverty today, 431 million lives in Africa. Over 30% of our population. If you go to multidimensional poverty, out of 1.1 billion, over 60% is in Africa, with Congo and Nigeria leading.
That's amazing, because Nigerians like, oh, our country is rich, we are the best. You see, Congo and Nigeria leading in multidimensional poverty in Africa is coming out of Peter Obi's mouth. I want you guys to defend that. And that's why I tell Cameroonians, you cannot look at Nigeria as your model. Don't be caught up with the TV. The TV is your greatest deception. The movies, the music, you think that is wealth. No, it's not. There are different factors that you take into consideration when you're looking at progress in the nation. And that is what Peter Obi is saying. And I just want to say, he said something so powerful, very smart and brilliant man. But one thing I want to add to that, sir, we should stop thinking in Africa that if that continent will change, a president is the one that will do that job. That is a flawed thinking. You can come up with mentor centers and empower young people. I'm very happy that you are able to see that the youth of Africa, it is their time to rise. And that is why I'm starting in Cameroon to let our young people know it is your time. It's only blindness that will not make you see this. It's indoctrination that will not make you see this. It is your time. Don't live based on the vision that a 93-year-old man called Gojin Dinka had after studying law in London. And you take that to be a vision for your life and you go lose your life. In this 21st century, it's time for you to carve your own path, look at the world and be able to envision something and go after it. Create your own vision. What do you see out of your own life? What do you see out of Cameroon? What do you see yourself becoming, doing, and having? Your own vision. What is your vision? And that is why I create this safe space so that you can dream in this environment and we nurture that dream and not kill it, but inspire you to be who God created you to be. That is the new Cameroon I see. I'm happy that Peter Obi said that, because somebody asked me like, oh, who are you? Who am I? I'm a Cameroonian. I'm a son of the soil. I was born and raised in that nation. Before 2016, all those guys, Cho Ayaba and the rest, who knew them in Cameroon? I did not know about any of them. If you guys were that influential, I should know you. We did things. We ran shows. We produced movies and got awards. We inspired youth, of which some of them today, they can still feel the impact based on their experience and encounter with us. Before you see the musicians and the actors today, we were the ones that started this at a very young age. At the age of 16, I was putting youths together and letting them know they can believe in their dreams. In Cameroon, I started in my father's parlor, inspiring people. Had no money, had the little Samsung slider. We could film with it and watch it and say, hey, this is something good. We put it on the computer, watch it and say, this might not be anything, but at least we can see ourselves on the screen. We started that way, inspiring the community. Musicians came out of that. Actors came out of that. Writers came out of that. Leaders came out of that. That is what I did. If you don't know who I am, that is who I am. That is who I am. I have been blessed by God and I have been blessed with the mantle to inspire people. If I talk to you, I look at your plan and I say something will happen. Your life will change. That is me. And there are some people you follow, again, I repeat, they just have bad luck and your life will stifle. You will struggle. And there are some people that you follow, things will just expand for you very fast. And I'm that person talking to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm glad Peter Obi made mention of the things he just said. I went to a conference some time ago in Dallas, about maybe 2018. a leader, a white man from Canada. He said something so powerful, that the next big thing is Africa. The whole world knows that. And the only people that don't know about that is Africans themselves. And that is why I'm saying to Cameroonians, this hate online, this badging and insulting each other gotta go away. This will not be part of our genetic makeup. We are uprooting the spirit. We will ask questions, we will learn, we will encourage one another. That is the new dispensation. The next time you shame somebody, insult somebody, don't give you don't give constructive criticism. We're going to badge on you instead. You just come and insult somebody, we will insult you and insult everything about you if you try that rubbish. That will be the new mantra right now in Cameroon. Enough of this self-hate and hatred for one another. This is not us. This is eating us up and it's taking us nowhere.
Today, in the surface of the world, Congo has the highest amount of natural, call it minerals, over 24 trillion. Nigeria has similar situation. You can extrapolate Congo situation to all over Africa, where they have everything, but they are producing poverty. It cannot continue with our youths.
It cannot.
The energy they have. They can lead the world in technology, in health, in entertainment, in everything.
Yeah.
All they want is leadership, purposeful leadership. Africa has what is, look at its wealth, resources, shamelessly stolen and put in private pockets. It cannot continue. So we are just here to continue conversations. It's not about any country, anything, but talking to the youth of Africa.
Yes.
To know that they can change the world.
We can change the world, young people. And that is why we draw this line in Cameroon, 40 and below. Rise up wherever you find yourself. French-speaking Cameroonians, English-speaking Cameroonians, let us mobilize and start taking constructive action right now and change our destiny. Don't follow any old folk with this idea that they have in their mind to divide the country. We have come so far and we are not going to give up right now. And I just want to let you guys know, we will be the Canada of Cameroon. We will become the nation that made that dream become the reality. We will change history. We will initiate change. We will be different. We will learn cooperation. As black people in that country, we will not encourage division of any kind. And I'm letting you know, 2024 is the year that we lay the foundation to end the war and build the nation. End the war, build the nation. If you believe, I don't want clowns around me. I'm serious and I want to put this straight out. I don't want clowns. I don't want people who joke. I don't want people who play. If you think life is all about having fun, good luck, bye, stay your lane. If you want genuine change, you hop on this mission. If you want genuine change, you want your life to mean something, you DM me. The number is right there on the screen. But if you do not want change, if you want to maintain the status quo, you want to follow the trend of these old folks, that their results have produced nothing but misery and pain upon you, you go on with that. Good luck. Your Ambazonian thing will work for you someday. Good luck with that. But I just want to let you know, if you want transformation, genuine transformation, you jump on this mission. Follow people who have good luck and not those who have bad luck.
They can change the way things are in Africa. Africa should not be a continent where people come to beg or plead for aid. We should be contributing to aid of other people.
Yes, sir.
With the resources we have. And that's what Africa should be. Their own Africa should be. That's all the conversation is all about. It's about the future of Africa.
I don't like it. I'll tell you what.
And that's what I'm saying, guys, because That is what I bring to the table. A fresh perspective on everything. That will look at life a little bit different. All right. If you like this video, you're going to like this other episode, and you can watch it by clicking right here.